Okay, in this session today, I'm just going to show how to build a Pharmasave catalog. The actual locations and everything is yet to be determined, and that will be outlined in the build instructions. But right now for testing, I'm building in the main Pharmasave national account. And what you're going to end up doing is you're going to be getting files that have multiple different companies in them. For the build to show today, there's only going to be one. We're going to do blast off fireworks. And what you're going to see is a couple tabs along the bottom. An I series, which is individual products. PH series, these are any products that have that are displayers. So you'll see that they're always like a one pre-pack. And PPK means pre-pack. And then we have a pricing list. That means list price. Pricing special, so show. Feature tags is empty for now. We might be doing this later at the very end if there's time. We have not committed to doing these for Pharmasave. And then PH descriptions. So that is the PH product description. So I'm going to kind of go over a full build with these and it'll all start to make sense. I think it'll help to kind of move this over here. Okay. So to get started, let's save that. Save. So first of all, we want to build a catalog shell. This catalog shell data is going to be in this here. So Pharmasave is going to be filling it out. We're going to get all this information. It's going to tell you the name of the booth and so on. And then this is going to be the external reference and the catalog name. And that is going to match these items here. So this is what it's called, the proposal. That's also the name of the catalog. So I'm going to copy that. And catalog here, that's the catalog reference. So that's going to be the same thing as here. So that's external reference, that's catalog, and it's a proposal. So that's just there for a reference for now. So let's, for some reason, all of the catalogs are showing up in here. So this is probably not going to normally happen unless we actually are kind of tinkering around with the idea of building all in Pharmasave. So we'll see what happens. So I'm going to create a catalog. Just throwing in random dates for now. I'll give you proper dates, of course. And then bam, so that's the name. So DIR, that means this is a direct ship. So if you recall, Pharmasave has 4 different types of shipments, and each one per vendor requires their own catalog. And then that's how they determine the method of shipment. So there's direct ship, enclosure, drop ship, and warehouse. Okay, so then you'll want to do a cover. I'll do that later. That's always going to be the logo of the company. We need to always have it no, Pharmasave, no. Appearance, show pop-up. That's where we're going in here. We're gonna grab in here. Ship dates will be entered. So it's not built yet, but there's going to be the ability to select one range or 12 dates, and they're going to put those in here. And then this information is going to determine this. So this will be rebuilt to allow us in lead times, but for now, we'll just pop something super random in, okay? Anyways, back to this. So catalog cover image is always going to be just use the booth logo, and then here's the pop-up and description. So right now, Pharmasave has entered these to be all of the description options for the thing. So these are wholesale. So those are the same thing, right? There's just 2 that you got. Last year was only McKesson, and this year there's McKesson and Famous twice. And then we have these ones that I mentioned earlier. So you'll be taking that all the time. They have to be shortened because I just informed Pharmasave that they only allow 80 characters. So that's something that you'll just want to take it from here, or if they'll pop it in here. So just always keep in mind that if this is empty, you just grab it from here and so on. We'll just grab that. So I'm going to just paste this into the pop-up. And for now, I'm just going to say click here to view show specials, just so there's something there. Suppressing virtual catalog categories, list view, products, nothing yet. And then limit to pricing groups, fulfilled by Pharmasave, national, that one. And then you'll want to make it visible to the supplier. So we're building this for blast off. There you go. An external reference now, let's grab that from the file, which will be in the file and it will also be in that catalog shell page I was showing you. So that would be here. Here, for example. So that would be that, okay? So that's the catalog reference. Now, save and close. So let's go into products and import. What's nice is it's always all going to be tabs in the same sheet. So first we're going to do the iLoad file. And that's in these instructions here. Always import first output I series. So it looks like the name changed, but it's just always remember it's going to be the I if Robin's updating the query to change the name of the tabs. So I, okay. Next, we're going to do product code. So this is all nicely matching, lovely, lovely. If you ever see a tilde with the SKU in there, that means that there's something wrong with the file. We need to go back to Rob. So for example, this is how he's been creating, and he strips this SKU out of the product name, and Pharmasave provides them in tildes. So we do not match these up. This is just for his query that these are in here. That's why they're at the very far end, is you don't need any of this stuff. And essentially what's happening is that's how Pharmasave provides us their product SKU if it's different than the UPC. So that's if the blast off hours has their own SKU that needs to be added, okay? If they don't have this, if a vendor doesn't have their own SKUs, which sometimes like you'll see catalogs where half of them have their own SKUs and half don't, it's always the UPC is duplicated in this column. So that's how that's a quick tell if something's wrong, is if you see the tilde with a number there and the UPCs are the same, that's an immediate call for error and to reach out to Rob, okay? Sorry, I just repeated myself like so many times there. Okay, feature level is good. There's going to be hot buys and new products. Note, new overrides hot buy. A hot buy is automatically going to be calculated through the query for anything that is 25% or higher of a discount. So we have here, these are all new at the moment. We'll see. So yeah, new always overrides. So then we have the units, categories look good, base price, SRP. Everything's matching it nicely. This here, if there's something in here, that is the McKesson upstream SKU. If it's not there, because this is a direct ship catalog, it isn't there, but you would see it in the McKesson catalogs. So that is these types here. They have upstream SKUs. Now, this is a product description. It also, they want it to say new here as well. So make sure that that's always included. This is just ignore, that's part of the query. Count per pack is always 1. So just double checking that, and then quantity available, ready to rock. Okay, so we're going to do this. Do a quick check. All good. Yeah, okay, so it does look like there's some nice product descriptions in there. These all look good. Count per packs are all 1. And the order multiples, this is another big one to make sure you check that the order quantity multiples is often going to be 1 by the looks of it, but sometimes it's going to be like an 8 or 10 or something like that. You'll just want to scroll down to the bottom really quickly to make sure that count per pack and order quantity multiple never gets mixed up. So if you ever see an 8 or something in the count per pack, that means they're wrong and you need to go back and remap them and let Rob know that they were provided incorrectly. So import. And it's beautiful. Close. Next, we are doing pH sheet. Okay, so these are this is the same thing, but it's just the high level product line items. And then the next load, we're going to be adding in the descriptions. Okay, so we've got the same thing: SKU, UPC, catalog reference, product name, feature level, size, description, category, base price. So as you can see, the prices are a lot bigger on these because they are displays. As you can see, there's 104 units in this one, for example. SRP, it will be empty if there is no SRP. Sometimes there is an SRP, very rarely, but for example, if it's a display that has all the same product in it, like 50 lip chaps or something, and all the lip chaps are $6, they'll put a $6 here. Otherwise, it's usually assorted merchandise and it's not going to have an SRP. But always map that column and it automatically does that, just in case, down the line, there's one of them that has like one out of like 100 line items ends up having an SRP. We can't miss that. Okay, so count per packs looks good. Direct catalog, so no upstream SKU for McKesson. And then these are all the extra stuff that's part of the query, so ignore. Looking good. Confirm. Done. Okay, now we import the product descriptions for those. So these are something that Rob did with a super fancy query where it grabs every single one of these. The actual raw data that he receives includes all of the products underneath, and then he takes all of that data and pops them in using HTML so that when someone clicks on a product, like a displayer, they can see all of the associated line items. After the show, we're going to be giving order recaps, and these line items, the SKU, will go back into Pharmasave's system, and it will do everything that they need to do on their side, which is really great. It'll pre-populate and put all of these subproducts in. So that's super cool that we don't have to worry about that. All we have to do is make sure that the product description is clear and in there for the what's it called? The members, the Pharmasave stores, to see what they're buying, right? So import, confirm. This will always have the word new in there if that was already in there. So the way that Rob did it too in that query is if there were any sorts of long descriptions that were in there, like new or whatever for those, it would have been included. So say, where is it? Okay, so see how here it's empty, but say there was a new in here, that would have also carried into here. So in front of this BR, it would have said new. So maybe there's a better example I can show you. Okay, anyways, so sometimes you might see new in front. That's good. You want to leave that. Okay, so that's done. So now let's look at what our catalog looks like. It's probably looking pretty good. Oops. There it is. So we got all the products in there. So number one thing is just checking if there's any wrong stuff in there, but that's looking good so far. Looks like they only have one category. Okay. We're not ready at the testing phase yet, but I'll show that in a moment. But let's look at a pre-pack so you can see what that looks like. Pre-pack. So see here, that is the formatting. Okay, so now let's go into pricing. I'm just picking super random dates for this, but of course I'll give you the proper dates and such. Okay. Now this is definitely somewhere where we have to be careful because sometimes there might be wrong stuff in there. But if it's just a single file, you can pretty quickly check. So we'll be using the same one, pricing list. Next, automatically maps us all. This is for reference, so you can just quickly check the SKU for the UPC. And then that's just a proposal, because if you're receiving a file that has, say, 20 different catalogs in there, you can quickly make sure like you can filter and then grab just these ones. For some reason, this takes longer. So as you can see in these build instructions, we did pH description. Now we're doing pricing list, then we'll do show. This is just about how a company, vendor. And then in this instruction, we'll have where you can grab the product images. So images will be provided either via hosted image URL files or is images zip, and either Pharmasave will be uploading these ones into this area, or the client will be uploading in product images tab, and it will automatically give us those as a zip, so we can go in and grab them from here. It's going to be up to a PM to kind of go and grab it and try to upload those to Google Drive. But if you, for some reason, don't see them and it's behind, just you can probably log in as an operator and go in and grab those, just so you don't fall behind on anything. And then this will have all the mapping and explaining what we just kind of walked through. So it should be good. Completed with no errors. Booyah. And then show price. So it's nice having this all in one thing, because you're always just constantly grabbing the same file. You don't have to worry about it. That's quick. Save and close. So now let's go and look at a customer and actually test this thing out. Why do I have nothing for sale? Yes, new products. So this might happen sometimes, not always is every product going to have a sale, but that is concerning to me. So let's check the file just to make sure. It says 37.5, 37.5. I'm going to check the original to make sure that's good. It's just good to just kind of check and make sure that there's no chance that it was missed. And we'll give you those original files to look at as well. Here's the original. So it looks like this is where we're going to get the dates from. So, but that'll also be provided in here, by the way. So this is where we're going to get the start and end dates of the catalogs, right? So that'll be uploaded there. So you don't need to look at this file. So do not fear. Where'd this go? Okay. Names. So here you can see the utility is there. So that's where Rob would have grabbed the SKU. I'm curious of the category. I don't see the category in here. I think you would have grabbed it. Here, so yeah, it's all category, other general merchandise. So that's all correct, all good. The other thing I wanted to check was, as you can see, this is why we had to make different files, because these are horrible to build with. What was I checking? What was I checking? Pricing, yeah, bizarre. Okay. Some items. So this is reg. Reg means D, direct. So this has values in it because it's a direct. And if it was a wholesale catalog, the prices would have just been in here. So reg means normal price, so $5. Let's compare it to its sale price, which is here. So I'm just going to hide this clip. Okay, so they're the same. They don't have any discounts. Good to know. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not something we'll have to do every single time, but if something just doesn't feel right to you, just you'll have access to the original data. Reg is regular, C-ponent, I know that that makes no sense, but that is the sale price. And a D means direct, and W is the drop ship. So once again, this was a wholesale like McKesson or Famous Toys catalog, you would have seen the pricing in here and you would have just compared the two. Okay, so we're good. Lovely. There's no hot buys in this example because obviously there's no discounts. And then the next step would be adding in the products images if we have images. Hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching me go through this process. And you know, after you've done 10 of these, I'm sure it'll be 10 minutes of catalog. It'll go by really, really quickly because this whole show is order or product level discount. So it's going to be this exact same thing. No analysis, essentially just using that single file that you'll have to build. Thank you. Goodbye.